Did the Pentagon secretly pave the way for Assad's fall? Doubling troops in Syria just before the regime collapsed. It seems a little too convenient. Let's dig in. Yo, welcome back, guys. Glad to have you. Yo, what do you guys think about this whole Pentagon doubling troops in Syria just before the fall of Assad thing? Is it a coincidence or is it part of a larger strategy? And then how do you feel about the US in Syria right now as a whole? Are we using ISIS as an excuse to maintain a foothold in the region, or is our presence genuinely necessary? And what about us and how we fit the US in the tensions that are building in the Middle East right now? And then, yo, what about Turkey entering the mix? I mean, they're a NATO country, but they really seem to be doing their own thing and have their own agenda. Yo, it's kind of wild. Either way, things seem to be working out perfectly for everybody but Assad, Russia, and Iran right now. And it's like, I'm wondering how connected all of this really is, guys. Yo, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe and hit that little notification bell. I appreciate you guys. We got a video to break things down for us and let us know how everything is going out there and what the updates are.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I've got a fair amount to pass along today, so I just want to say thanks in advance for your patience. Lots to talk about. So first, I want to bring up one item. As you know, we have been briefing you regularly that there are approximately 900 U.S. troops deployed to Syria. In light of the situation in Syria and the significant interest, we recently learned that those numbers were higher, and so asked to look into it. I learned today that in fact there are approximately 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. As I understand it, and as it was explained to me, these additional forces are considered temporary.
He was surprised to learn? I don't know, man. I find that a little bit hard to believe, buddy.
Rotational forces that deploy to meet shifting mission requirements, whereas the core 900 deployers are on longer-term deployments. And as you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time, but given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information. I will say that there are diplomatic and operational security considerations oftentimes with our deployments and some of those numbers, and certainly the case here. But again, given that there is significant interest in Syria, given what we have briefed previously, I wanted to make sure that you had the most up-to-date information. I will also highlight that, again, as it was explained to me, these forces, which augment the Defeat ISIS mission, were there before the fall of the Assad regime. And I'll be happy to answer any questions on that when we get to the Q&A.
He goes and says it. He says it right there. They're there before the fall of the Assad regime. They upped the bill. They upped the number of troops just before the fall of the Assad regime. I wonder, you know, the U.S. doesn't really, our CIA, our intelligence agencies, there's no history of, you know, destabilizing countries and regime change. Not at all. No way. And this doesn't fit with our interests in the region and Israel's interests in the region. And overall, looks like Turkey, so maybe even NATO's interests in the region at all. No way. That does not, man. It's all, look, it's all just a coincidence, guys. All right. The CIA was just there because, you know, ISIS and we've got them in camp. We got them in camps and in prisons out there right now. So if we don't stay out there, all of these radical ISIS members, they're just gonna escape these camps. They're gonna run loose. We gotta be out there, guys. We gotta be out there permanently, forever, right? World War III alert. Biden secretly more than doubled U.S. troops in Syria to 2,000. The Defense Department revealed Thursday that the Biden administration has secretly more than doubled the number of troops in Syria from about 900 to about 2,000 over the past several months. Pentagon spokesman Air Force Major General Patrick Ryder told reporters at a briefing Thursday that he had just learned. Now he just learned about it. Troops in Syria had been increased in the months before the Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad was deposed by rebel forces, and those rebel forces, man, they looked really well equipped, didn't they? They were equipped with full military gear. You know who I remember? I remember thinking, wow, they almost straight up look like military members themselves, man, for real, yo. But kind of wild, man. Kind of wild, real coincidence. And they were operating with night vision goggles and the whole 9 yards. That's why I find it kind of hard to believe, man. I mean, geez, dude, we're seeing these videos of these people so well equipped, so well prepared. The night vision, everything, military tactics, and then all the news is coming out talking about how well these guys are trained, you know, with these rebels, and nobody expected it. Just a couple months beforehand, the Pentagon doubled troops. It's just, come on, man. It's getting to be a little too much for me, dude. Trump wanted to remove troops from Syria in his first as president after they defeated the ISIS caliphate, but faced enormous pushback from the Pentagon and foreign policy establishment. Trump ended up keeping a small presence to guard the oil fields, as noted on the light blue section of the map of forces in Syria last week. Dude, man, yo, and there was this whole, man, we got control of those oil fields. I remember there was this plan to overtake 7 countries in the Middle East, and they said for security in the region, but I mean, it just happens to line up with some of the greatest oil distributors, you know, and it's just, it's crazy, man. It's wild how we are controlled by the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, and the CFR is the Council on Foreign Relations. And yo, if you guys look, man, go look at my the corporate henchman, my article, The Corporate Henchman. All right, it goes through the biggest players that were a part of this neoliberal push over the past 20th century, and these guys, they revolve between administrative positions in government, right? High-ranking positions on the Council on Foreign Relations and Trilateral Commission, and other think tank groups as well that are heavily influential, and massive positions in corporate interest, man. And it's just crazy how you see them inform these things, right? And then even we get Trump in 2016 and we want to end these wars, right? And here they are in the background, right, with their administrative, bureaucratic, dude, man, just like, hey, let's keep it going, dude. Like, no, we're not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the chain of command is supposed to be. The real chain of command is, hey, we got the bread, we got the money, we got the influence. Screw populism, screw what people want. Yo, man, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. 2 weeks ago, just before Assad's government fell, Trump warned that the U.S. should stay out of Syria's civil war, posted on Truth Social. Syria is a mess, but it is not our friend, and the United States should have nothing to do with it. This is not our fight. Let it play. Do not get involved. That's interesting. From a U.S. national interest perspective, I don't know about all that. Maybe not from us in our perspective, right? But from the perspective of the people who are currently in power. I mean, they might not be our friend now, but I mean, when there's a power vacuum, they want to take advantage of that, right? You understand? Yeah. My opinion is we could take a totally different approach to foreign policy. Why is China so successful with their Belt and Road Initiative, right? China is so successful because they run around handing out cash, right? What if we ran around handing out information? Okay, I have a whole system on an alternate immigration system, okay, where when countries are dealing with either destabilization socially, politically, or economically, we offer temporary visas, 6-month visas, and then we send a delegation over there of specialized experts to help them rebuild, right? And it is a strict 6-month visa. And when they leave, they take the money with them, and they go and they help their country rebuild. But it's temporary, for a very short period of time, and what it does is it allows us to limit the number of immigration that we have, right? As we take a stricter approach and we approach illegal immigration, while also having an empathetic, we run the PR game, right? We're seen around the world as being empathetic. We're seen around the world as being caring and helping countries that are down. And it also saves us money and resources in the end. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that kind of thing. But it just as a way to approach foreign policy, right? So when we would see situations like this, right? We would come in with a diplomatic delegation to be like, yo, you guys interested in information on how to build a stable society, build a stable government, build a stable economy? We got experts, we got resources, we can help you guys build incubators, help you guys build accelerators to really get your economy going, just things like that, right? And I think that would really help us on the world stage as being it would help us in terms of soft power. I think it would help us build soft power, and I think it would also help us in terms of geopolitical relations, man. Having a way better position, dude. I mean, I think that's the kind of we almost did that with Russia in the 90s, right? But instead of doing that, we said, instead of it being your hands that are doing it and us giving you information, let it be our hands. And in reality, we're gonna have our international corporate interest make contracts and deals with your oligarchs that we chose and handpicked, and we are gonna try to gut your country. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what are you doing? We're not going to let you do that. Yo, man, maybe we can't make as much money right now if we help a country autonomously build their own economy and take advantage of their own resources. But at the end of the day, we make more money long term by having a mutually beneficial economic relationship than trying to take advantage of people because they're not educated and because we see more on the table that we can grab right now. Educate them and then have them be a part of the squad. Dude, we're a neural network. More nodes in the neural network means better decision making and more effective solutions. Sitting there trying to be the best node in the network, while that might feel good in the moment, that doesn't help anybody. And if you're not helping the collective, you're leaving yourself out in the end. All right, so guys, let's move on. Let's move on, because this is how I feel about the whole thing, right? This whole military-industrial complex, right, is trying to take advantage of Syria, take advantage of the situation, and I think Zero Hedge has a great take on it. The war whores of the military-industrial complex are lighting the world on fire. The U.S. deep state is fighting a proxy war in Syria, which appears to be waged with the intention of further destabilizing the Middle East and stirring up another front in World War III. Because who knows? It seems like it might not be working right now with Russia and Ukraine. Al-Nusra, which is comprised of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, has taken over the country with the help of Turkey. Although the U.S., you're going to hear in Western propaganda that, oh, not anymore. They separated from Al-Qaeda and ISIS, whatever. It's taken over the country with the help of Turkey. So now we got the Taliban in Afghanistan, and we got Al-Nusra in Syria. Oh my God, dude. We're establishing our new boogeymen. Oh my God, dude. I mean, it's like 1984. It's straight up like 1984. It's like we're in Eurasia, right? Or one of those three, I forget those three major countries, those three major powers. It is. Yo, we live in 1984, man. We got East Asia, Eurasia, and I forget the third one, man. We got Russia, China, and the US, right? And then we got a perpetual proxy war that is the Middle East. We are literally living in 1984, guys. Oh my God, dude. It's crazy. They're setting it up for a whole nother cycle. They've been restarting this whole thing since what, the 80s? Now we're going to go through this all over again. In the Middle East, all over again. Are you joking? Yo, dude, oh my God, I am so tired of this repeating cycle all over again. That's crazy. They're going to set up these caliphates, these Talibans. They're going to be like, oh my God, look at the human rights violations. The UN is going to say, hey, we need to step in. They're setting it up all over again. Syria is collapsing under the weight of another U.S.-sponsored proxy civil war with the U.S., Israel, and Sunni jihadists on one side, Russia, Iran on the side, and Shia jihadists on the other. We were just speculating this, were we not? Were we not just speculating this? Al-Nusra, which is comprised of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and ISIS affiliates, is taking over the country with the help of Turkey, a 1984 ally. It's a Freudian slip. A U.S. ally and key member of NATO military alliance. These rebels have seized the city of Aleppo and many smaller towns and villages. M. Dowling, the Independent Sentinel, notes that Jake Sullivan has said Al-Qaeda is on your side in Syria. Has said that Al-Qaeda is on your... Here we go again. Oh my... Jake Sullivan is Biden's national security advisor and is a key enabler, along with the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. Yo, Anthony Blinken needs to go. This dude is a hoe, and he needs to go. Of the anti-Russia obsessed deep state club that shares one thing in common: they all belong to the Trilateral Commission and Council on Foreign Relations. What were we just saying? The Dowling notes that Syria's civil war started in 2011 after an uprising against President Bashar al-Assad's rule. The U.S., Russia, Israel, and Iran all have a military presence in Syria. Forces opposed to Assad, along with U.S.-backed rebels, control more than 1/3 of the country, and now Russia and Iran have launched a counteroffensive. Russia is very upset with Turkey for instigating a coup against Assad, and likely at the direct assistance of the CIA. Yeah, exactly. That's what this whole video is about. Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. I believe so. And we were talking, how does Turkey fit into all this? It looks like we're learning this, man. Yo, I cold read all these with you guys, yo, because I looked through the headlines, I skimmed through the beginning of it, and I'm like, okay, look, and I read a bunch of them to see which ones are gonna have the take that I like. And yo, man, this is wild. I did not hit this article at all before this. This is crazy, man. The false narrative being proffered by the U.S. Mockingbird media is that a ragtag coalition of so-called noble rebels, we were talking about how well they equipped they were, right? Yo, man, has somehow organically emerged to save Syria from the dictator Assad. No, what we have here are Sunni jihadists backed by the U.S. and NATO fighting Shia jihadists backed by Russia. Another proxy war. We're setting it up all over again. We're setting it up all over again. And my mic just died. I'm gonna be right back. Yo, mic's back. We're back. Dude. Huh. Ridiculous, man. And don't we talk about this all the time, how the media lies to us constantly. They think we're stupid, and we could see it even without knowing what we see, what we see here from the Zero Hedge. Bro, I'm tired of these proxy wars, man. We got proxy war in Ukraine. We got a proxy war in the Middle East. We out here all over the Middle East making moves that, come on, man, this is ridiculous, dude. As Dowling points out, all jihadists are bad guys. They are bad because as soon as they get in power, one of the first things they do is start. Whoa. Okay, so can't talk about that. They start violating Christians in a very in a sexually inappropriate way, as I think what they were trying to say. Dude, yo. Exactly what we were talking about, exactly what we were speculating, man. It's another proxy war, dude. I can't believe it, man. Dude, this is so frustrating, man. We got to get something done. We got to get Trump in there to get something done. Yo, we need to press him to have the right rhetoric on this. And yo, we need to, let's see if we can pressure Trump to put a wedge between how much influence our government, the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission has on our government, man. Let's start doing that, yo. Let's start seeing if we can push media headlines and politicians, to say, hey, screw the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission. We don't agree with y'all and your ideas on foreign policy, and we're going to start offensively attacking you in the media, and we're going to make you a thing, and we're going to make sure that people know about you and people don't like you out there in the media, and we're going to make sure that if a politician is listening to you, they might get primary because people don't like you that much. I think that's a great idea. Yo, man. Anyway, dude, I might have the energy for a fourth segment, man. I kind of had some stuff to take care of. Was running a little dry today, but yo, man. If not, I'll put it tomorrow, mix it in, yo. Tomorrow I'll try to do a Cash Patel update, see what we got going on. But yo, hey, thank you so much for joining me, guys. All my content is pretty much like this, a little better put together. Today was a day. I got music. It's really good music. Check it out. I will see you guys either in the next segment or tomorrow. Either way, it's the next segment, right? So I'll see you guys.